It is my position that we have been documenting this for 20 years. They do really good press, and they roll out these fake programs that sound good on paper, the Cocoa Action Plan, the Nestle Cocoa Plan, and it's all just a lie. What they're actually doing is continuing to change nothing, except they create a small model program that monitors a tiny fraction of their supply chain so they can convince some consumers at least that they're making progress. As we note in the complaint, our U.S. Department of Labor funded a major study that just came out in October 2020 that established without a doubt that the amount of children harvesting cocoa in West Africa has gone up each year and is now about 1.6 million children are working in this industry harvesting cocoa for these big companies. 8 plaintiffs who are taking the lead in this case, and it's a class action. They are representing all other children that are similarly situated, meaning children who were kidnapped from Mali and brought to Cote d'Ivoire and forced to work. They came to Cote d'Ivoire between the ages of 11 and 14, and each of them ended up working for several years before they managed to escape. Right now, they're all back in Mali. They're still in difficult circumstances. They're trying to find odd jobs. Most of them are doing some kind of farming work, either for their families or for others, but they're fine. And interestingly, they decided they wanted to use their real names, that even though there's a risk that someone may approach them and ask them if they're responsible for this, but they said, no, we want to be spokespeople for this. We don't want this to happen to any more people. We want to do what we can to help. They're really brave. I'm very proud of them. The law that we've used in this case, the Trafficking Victims Protection Act, it's a relatively new law. It's been amended recently, and it allows victims of either forced labor or trafficking to sue participants in the supply chain that are benefiting from, profiting from their forced labor. We meet all of those elements in this case. These companies are working together through the World Cocoa Federation. These companies are profiting handsomely from the very cheap cocoa that they get from using child slaves. So we ought to win this. Sure, we want some compensation for the kids who were kidnapped and made slaves for a period of years. But what they want and what we want at the International Rights Advocates is for these companies to stop spending money on promoting lies and start focusing their energy and their resources on working with us to stop child slavery in the cocoa industry.